Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. This is a review of another German watch I love. I love German watches so much. This one's the Junghans Meister driver. Yes, that's right, the Meister driver Chronoscope. Lots of Junghans watches are Chronoscopes. Junghans is a brand that has the license to make all the Max Bill design watches, which is why a lot of people know them. And they also make, I think they're like the only German company now to make atomic clock watches, right, that receive signals from the atomic clock. So you think of that most of that from Japanese watches, but Junghans makes a few of those as well. So they're a very diverse brand, but their mechanical watches are pretty cool, and they have a lot of nice things. So this is one of the newer ones. They call it the Meister driver because for them it's supposed to be kind of a nod to classic driver's chronographs, which is what it is. You know what I really like about this one? They don't have a tachymeter bezel. Thank you. No tachymetric scale of any kind because no one's ever going to use it. The watch actually isn't that big. It's only 40.8 millimeters wide, but the size is maximized because of the very thin bezel. I apologize, I did not size the bracelet yet, but you can see what it looks like there. Super handsome. And one of the tricks they do is the dial there is curved, and they curve the edges of the hands as well, which is a technique that you see on some vintage watches actually, which is great. It's very, very uncommon today to see curved hands on a watch, but what was so cool about it is the hands would curve down where they touch the dial, which would help with legibility. So it was a nice look. So here you have a three-dimensional dial that's also kind of curved a little bit that gives it just a really cool look from a bunch of different angles. Sapphire crystal. You have the numerals have luminant, and like I said, they're just raised a little bit. The chronograph subdials are recessed a little bit. This white ring around the edge is also recessed a little bit. So there's a lot of really cool little details here. Nice bracelet as well, kind of dressy, super comfortable, good fit and finishing, especially for the price. The movement is what they call their 880.3. It's essentially a base ETA 2892 with some modifications by Swiss du Bas de Pras. I think it's called their 2030 module. So it's a 4 Hertz movement with about 2 days of power reserve. Case is pretty thin, or at least it wears very thin. A little bit as an optical illusion because you see the case back here tapers and is inside a little bit. So it's 12.6 millimeters thick, but actually it feels a lot thinner, interestingly enough. Steel case is very nicely polished. And like I said, overall, just a lot of really good detailing for the brand at a price which is remarkably affordable, especially given some of the stuff that we see out there from the Swiss brands. I mean, again, the price is about $2,000, and what you get for that for some other brands is pitifully less. Let's put it that way. Gray dial is not for everyone, but it works, and you have a couple of different gray tones there. For instance, the dial is gray, the subdials are a different color gray, steel is its own kind of gray, so it's kind of a very gray watch with a little hint of red. And the color palette isn't for everyone, and I believe that Junghans has the same watch in a few different dial colors. But this one, like I said, if you are someone that pulls off gray very well, you can do it. What I also like is a sports watch that you can pull off as a dress watch. Notice the pushers here. They're sort of elliptical shaped pushers. You have to push in pretty deep for it to activate the chronograph. You get a nice satisfying click once you do, and a nice sound. I wasn't talking there for a minute because I was wondering if you could hear the sound. Let's see. It's sort of a nice feedback and tactile experience there. I'll put on the wrist one more time so you can see that even though it is about 13 millimeters thick, which isn't super thin, it just has a very low feeling profile on the wrist, which I think adds to its wearability. And again, this watch is actually less than 41 millimeters wide, which is a little on the smaller side for some people, but many people have been, wanting timepieces of this design in sizes that are a little bit more modest, and I think they'll like it. So again, this is the Junghans Meister driver Chronoscope. and the price is 2,090 euros, and you can see the full review on aBlogtoWatch soon. Thanks.